So without further ado, we have the Yamaha Banshee engine breakdown video. I know it's been a while since I talked about the Banshee. I introduced there, I don't know, about a month ago that I was basically going to get it back up and running because it'd been quite a while. But, just got busy with a lot of things. But I finally have time now, so it's time to start tearing this Banshee down. And we're going to rebuild it right from the top up. But this is going to be a breakdown video. Okay, so your coolant line runs up the back here, and there's just a little hose clamp up here near the top. So I just loosened that off, and then I've got a 12 millimeter, and I'm going to, from the outside working in, so the opposite of when you're torquing it down for installation. But I'm going to start on the outside, and I'm going to do a crisscross pattern and work my way in, just breaking it loose with the 12 millimeter and a breaker bar. So they're all broken loose with the breaker bar. Now I can go at it with an impact just to take them apart. I always like to do that first. An old fella there told me that if you're going to do it, he just said, you know what, it's always best. Too many people grab an impact and just go buck wild with it. So he said, you get more of a nice progressive loosening function if you use a breaker bar. Obviously, if you can't, if it's too tight or seized or rusted, you can go at it with an impact. Just take care. Anyways, let's get this head off. Okay, so part of the head is removed. Now we just got this piece here with the domes. And we got all these little O-rings that we gotta get off. It's just being a little stubborn from being torqued for all this time. So we'll just have to be mindful. Okay, so the cool head is removed, and I made sure I didn't lose any of the small or big O-rings. Now I'm going to take off the two jugs. These jugs are independent of one another, but what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to leave the reed cages. These are the V-Force reed cages. I'm going to leave them installed. I'll move this crossover pipe here, and I'm just going to, for the moment, just take them, leave them in. So that's what we'll do. So this is a 12 millimeter. And same thing, I'm going to use my breaker bar here, and I'm just going to break them apart using the star pattern, kind of the same pattern that you would use. Actually, I'm going to start outside and work my way in, the opposite of if you were, the opposite if you were installing them. All right, let's zip them off. So I'm going to have to replace my base gaskets. I tore one. One came off fine, but whatever. I'm going to buy a whole new gasket kit for this thing. You can see back here with the one tore. Yeah, so that's just the way it is. We got the cylinders off, the top end. I think now we'll get into the clutch side of things. I'm just going to clear off my table here and just make room. I've got a container that I'm going to put this stuff in, all the hardware, just so I don't lose everything. Okay, so we're on to the clutch side here. Like I rebuilt this engine before, but I just rebuilt it with everything that I had, and it was quite a while, years ago, like probably, I don't know, 6 or more years ago. Whoever did it before, like they did, like, unfortunately, a hodgepodge of different bolts. Mostly these are internal hex, but you can tell that they're different sizes, and then there's a couple here that are basically Phillips. So I think what I'm going to go ahead and do is, because I want to do this right finally, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to order a whole new bolt kit for a Banshee, because I want everything to basically just to be what the factory would have had it. And I'll show you guys something else up here. Like, I don't know if you can see. I'm going to get all new head bolts here. I mean, these are just old, all crudded up. I don't know. This one here's got like a sleeve or something like that. Looks like it's coming out of it. I'm not sure. So this thing's going to get like an entire overhaul because I don't know. I want to do this right. And I want it when it's fully assembled to look at it and be like, yeah, this thing is going to, it's going to go well. You can see here I'm missing a bolt here on this cover for my clutch. So anyways, I'm going to go peel this off and then I'm going to get back to you guys. So like I said, there's the assortment of bolts that was used here to hold this clutch cover on. I've got it loose here. I'm just about ready to take it off. But you know what I mean? This is somebody's like went to the hardware store and just, put on whatever they could. So everything's kind of mismatched and yeah, it's not how I like to do things. So anyways, I'm going to get this cover off and show you guys what else. Okay, check it out. Cover's off. Now I'm going to show you something. This one's on me. I broke this off years ago when I was tightening down this clutch pack here. And, at the time I was like, screw it. And I wanted to get this done. And I thought, whatever, 2, 4, 5 out of 6 ain't bad. And that'll hold the clutch. But we're tearing this apart now. So hopefully that's not too... That might really screw me up bad. But who knows. I might regret that from years ago. But anyways, that's why we're here. Just having a look at everything. You can see my RTV. I'm going to reseal this whole thing. This thing is going to be cleaned up and just ready to go. Okay, I got the pressure plate removed. Now I'm going to hopefully take out the clutch discs. I'll try and take them out as a whole pack. See if I can do that. And then I'll probably get a Ziploc bag and stick them all in there. Come on, baby. There we go. Okay, right on. Yeah, so I'll stick these all in a Ziploc bag. I remember Yamaha Banshee, when you install these, if you guys ever want to know, South Texas Yamaha Banshee, or South Texas Banshee, sorry, there it goes. His big thing was you always start with a fiber and you end with a fiber anytime you're installing the clutch, and I never forgot that. So I got that for next time. Okay, so I managed to get this nut off here. This takes an 1.25 inch socket. They do make special pliers, basically, that'll hold on to this clutch basket because it will free spin. So you need something to hold it while you use an impact gun. And this is crude because I don't have those pliers, but if you gently stick a pry bar through here and just give it a couple whacks with the impact gun, you will not damage these fins, and it will hold this in place. And it doesn't take very much, but you do need something strong enough to hold it because it'll just completely free spin. Okay, so check it out. I've already encountered our first problem here. As you can see, this gear right here, yeah, I can basically pull it out. It shouldn't do that because there should be a snap ring that goes around here, but there wasn't. And this gear here, when it's on here, this is your kicker. So your kicker goes on here, and then this spring, when you kick that way. This locks here, and basically this gear comes out and splines onto this gear, and that's what helps spin your engine over. So when I was kicking it, the bike, it would slip and slip and slip, and now I know why it was slipping, because this gear here was just floating, and I mean it wasn't locked in place. So when this gear tried to engage, it would slip every so often. It would catch, but sometimes it wouldn't, and it would just push this gear forward, and it would basically, the two gears wouldn't align. So anyways, that right there, that gear, I'm gonna have to get a snap ring for it. See if I can remove this kicker fairly easy. Yeah, there we go. So there's my whole kicker shaft. It's come off. Yeah, pretty simple. Let's see, we'll do the shifter right here. We'll take it out. I'll get you a better angle. It just slides out right there. It's got a seal on the back. All right, I guess we'll move forward with these gears here, and then we'll take this bracket off here. So I went ahead and I took a 15/16 socket, and I got the impact here. And what I did was I just kind of put my hand here on the crankshaft and just gave it a couple impulse hits with it, and it loosened right off. So We got our two crankshaft gears here. They are good to go. Make sure we got everything in place where it should be. We got our keyway here, so that's good. I'll show you something here. If you guys know what this is an impact screwdriver. Phillips. I have both Phillips and flathead attachments, and this is a great tool and a cheap tool and a tool that everybody should have. So I took it out for these because I wouldn't want to get these stripped out. They are Phillips heads. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 these brackets here. But before you put them on here, and then you take a hammer and you whack the end here, and it will push in and turn, and it'll help from stripping out. But before I even did that, just by hand with this. So these weren't Loctited. Yeah, these were going to spin out, like, and this would have caused a lot of clutch issues. This engine was not very well put together or reassembled or whatnot. So anyways, we're going to rectify that. That's why we're doing this build and this build series. And we're going to have this thing dialed and spec'd. So we'll just get this. And then once I get this out, basically from this side, the clutch side, we're basically done. We can now move over to the stator side, and I'll show you what we have to do over there to get the magnet off. All right, there we go. Okay, time to pull the magnet on the stator. So I have the nut removed, but if you've ever done this before, you know that this magnet, and just from its spinning over the time of its use, it's basically like it's glued right to the end of the crank. No amount of pulling, you know, people hitting the crank here, like, you know, even putting the nut there or hitting the actual magnet itself, it just won't work. So you have to go out and you have to get one of yourself, one of these pullers. This one here I got on Amazon, and you can see here it's got 2 threads here, so it works for 2 different sizes, which is nice. If you go back and watch my Skidoo videos, you'll notice that I made mention that I wish Skidoo or Rotax would go to this style where you have the inner threads. So basically, and these are left-handed threads, so you stick this on here in the middle and you left thread it like so. And this is actually ingenious. I love how this works. Whereas you remember like the Rotax, I had to use the actual threaded rod pullers, and they were just a nightmare. So now you take this and you right hand thread it in here, and then what you want to do, I got a 17 millimeter here, and I got it on the end of my impact, and I'm just going to go slow and just give it a couple whacks. You don't want to go nuts because you don't want to hit the piston skirts here, but we'll just there it is. Look at that. Look how easy that came off. So simple. You can use hand tools, but the problem is if you use hand tools, you need something to hold that on there. But look how easy that came off with this. Like Rotax, Skidoo, get your shit together. This is the way to go. Okay, stator removal. I already went ahead. I used my impact and my hammer here. And these ones, it really helped. Keeps these from stripping out. Yeah. Everybody needs one of these tools. Dead simple. Most people don't even know about them, but once you do, they are a game changer. Okay, so slide that off to the side like so. We've got this bracket on here. This is the timing plate. I'll show you guys here. Give just a couple whacks. There we go. Look at that. Work like a charm. So I'm going to take 2 more off here, and we'll have the stator and the timing plate off. Okay, let's go. I think we got about 8 10 millimeter bolts on top here that I'm going to take the impact to. All right, now I'll take these out by hand. All right, bottom side, 12 millimeter. Okay, so I got my trusty big mallet here. Hopefully I didn't miss anything. I should have all the fasteners out. I got this lip right here that they put on the side that I'm going to smash, and, you know, nice gentle hits, not come onto it where I could wreck anything, and hopefully break the case sealant, the RTV. Here we go. I'm gonna somehow hold this down. This table isn't the most sturdy. Hopefully I don't break the table. You can see it, it's coming a bit. Yeah, a gap's opening up there. So anyways, I'm just gonna go all the way around, give it some taps, and we're gonna get these cases split. All right, so I got the cases split here. I had to give it a bunch of whacks with the hammer. On this side here, you've got this nice, this is basically where it bolts into the chassis. You can really strike hard on here. And there is a bit of a lip under here where you guys saw that you can strike. This RTV, I mean, it's sticky stuff and it really holds fast. So what you can do is, when you start hitting it and you get a bit of a wedge, if you're careful, and I mean it, you can take a flathead screwdriver or a small pry bar and you can use it as leverage, as long as you're okay, because you don't want to mark these cases up. You can use it ever so slightly to pry up on it, and I had to do that because it was like, this stuff is, this Yamaha bond is incredible. So anyways, I took the stator off. I should have done that a little earlier. You've got this little grommet here. All you do is you just pry, so it's in this hole right here, and you just put your flathead screwdriver behind here, and you just pry on this, and it comes out, and then you just take out the wiring harness. So anyways, we're gonna leave that. We're gonna leave this video here. This was a tear down series. I'm gonna go ahead in the next video, and I'm going to clean these cases up. I'm going to take the gears out and the camshaft, and I'm going to inspect them, make sure there's no missing teeth or anything's damaged, make sure that it shifts fine, the dogs are okay, and then I'm going to do a full inspection of the crankshaft, make sure it's the bearings are okay, and that it's true, that it's not warped or anything like that. And we got to clean these cases up. We got to clean up here where the two cases meet. And we've got to clean up here. I got to get rid of this gasket here for the cylinders. Anyways, guys, thank you very much for following along. I'm Armchair Engineer 85. Stick around for some more Banshee build. We're going to get this thing going.